question remains, are you playing and dancing above? Mama's aching to give you her love.
I've had 3 miscarriages. I had a first one, and then I had a live birth, and I had another miscarriage and another live birth, and then another miscarriage about a year ago. So I've had 3 miscarriages, and now I have 2 little boys. And I always lose the pregnancies within 7 to 10 weeks.
I was actually 11 weeks when I miscarried. I kind of, like from the beginning, felt like something was always a little bit not right.
We were 16 weeks when we lost our baby. We had had 2 healthy, happy boys before that, so we were really hopeful that this would be the 3rd baby to join our family.
I was 31 weeks pregnant when I learned that we lost our daughter Sophia. I went in for what I thought was going to be a routine ultrasound. That's when we learned that our daughter Sophia had passed on.
I think what's kind of shocking or maybe interesting about how I felt about my losses is there's really nothing anyone else can do. It's so wonderful when people are kind and loving and patient and want to know more, but for me it's a very personal experience where I just have to find peace in prayer and within myself, and it's just time that helps me most, honestly.
Really just like loving them, giving them a hug, and letting them know that you're in their prayers really is like the best thing I feel like that helps.
Trying to find a way that you can help out in some small way, whether it's watching their other children or taking in a meal, even if it's just a freezer meal that they can use on a night when they're just not feeling up to things. Take them a card or something that lets them know that you're thinking about them, even sending a tender email if you don't live close by. Those things all mean so much to the people that are experiencing the loss. And also remember them a few weeks down the road after those offers of help have ceased and the cards have stopped coming in the mail and they're still having a tender time. Those things are still important to do and are very helpful.
You know, it's funny, people always want to say, well, it's good, the baby wasn't healthy. Like, that's why you lost the baby. And I get that. Yes, I want healthy babies too. Like, I'm really grateful if that's the case, but that's something that I don't love hearing for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of a throwaway thing to say, and but I understand people don't know what to say, and I just think I'm sorry is suffice, and a hug and I love you, that works for me every time. You know, I'd rather not go into specifics about why, you know, you think I lost a baby.
Just when people say miscarriage is so common, and you know, like, oh yeah, I went through this a ton of times and no big deal. I think every situation is so different and everybody is so different, and yeah, miscarriages may be common, but like emotionally it's hard to hear that like it's common and if you have another one, no big deal, like you'll get over it. It's not. I just don't feel like it's something that people should really say, like, you know, how common it is or isn't.
Be sympathetic and understand that it's a loss for somebody. It might not seem like a big deal to you if it was, oh, well, she only miscarried at 6 weeks, you know, why is she carrying on and on like it was this big deal? Maybe it was a big deal, you know, maybe they had tried and tried and tried to get that precious baby. So a loss for them at 6 weeks might not seem like a big deal to you, but it could very well be a big deal to them. And to not devalue any week of pregnancy, I think it's important to understand that when you see those 2 lines on that pregnancy test, it's hope for somebody and it's dreams coming true for somebody. And to have that taken away from them is really hard.
It was the most bittersweet day of my life. I laid there on the table and hot tears of joy ran down my cheeks as they announced the arrival of Lucy, and she cried out for the first time. and I saw her squealing and wiggling, and then minutes later those same tears turned to tears of deep sadness as they announced the arrival of our daughter Sophia, and there was no cry. So many people with well-meaning in their hearts said, "Isn't that great that at least you have your daughter Lucy?" Which was true. We were very grateful that we had our daughter Lucy, and she did bring us immense joy and happiness, but side by side was the sadness that we felt at losing our daughter Sophia.
You can move on and it's fine, but there are moments when, you know, babies are born and things are happening for other people and they're not for you, and that is difficult and challenging. I know that you don't want someone else to experience that happiness. That's not what it's about. You know, you wouldn't want anyone else to go through a similar experience as you, but it's just a reminder of what has been taken from you and what pain you're experiencing, and that's really hard. I have a favorite quote that talks about grief, and it says that grief is a passage. It's not a place to stay. So it gives me comfort that grief, while it changes and moves, it's not where you'll be forever. And you'll move on and it'll be a passage, and out of it will come this amazing, strong, beautiful person who's compassionate and loving to those around her. And it's a skill and it's an attribute that will bless you for your whole life.
You know, people obviously in time, and you're supposed to wait after miscarriage, and so and I don't necessarily think that is for health reasons. I think it's for like you emotionally. Like I just can't imagine, you know, getting pregnant again right after having to go through the exact same thing. So for me emotionally, like waiting I think is the best thing, and I just every like week I just feel even better about it. Like I feel like I won't be terrified to get pregnant, whereas like right after it happened I was. I have 2 other kids, and I seriously every single day I think like how lucky I am to have them, and that I got 2 healthy kids is a miracle in itself. So that's the thing that's helped me the most.
So we actually had to go through the labor process. It started at 6 in the morning, and we finally had our little max around 10 p.m. We're in the hospital, and I'm still just kind of digesting everything and the mix of emotions that I was going through. My mom had suggested that I let the grievance counselor come in and talk to me. And at first I was like, you know, it's okay. I understand. I've come to terms with everything. I thought I had come to terms with everything. It wasn't until 3 or 4 days after it had happened that it finally started weighing down on my spirit. And I'm so glad that I let the grievance counselor come into our room that day. She came in and took pictures and cleaned up our little boy and let us hold him. They took little casts of his hands and his feet. Those are the mementos that I love to look at, because I know that his body was perfect, but the circumstances weren't. I got to look at him and to see him, and I'm so grateful. I'm so glad every day that I went through that. It seemed hard at the moment, but now I have something lasting, and I have a physical memory of him. Let them do their work. Let those women, those kind volunteers, let them come in and be a part of your healing process, because it really did help us heal.
In those first tender days, let that be about their experience, and don't recall stories of Aunt so-and-so who had this happen. I just don't think that's helpful. They don't want to hear about other people that have had it worse than they have, because right then in that moment, that is the worst that they could be experiencing and is very difficult for them. Each person grieves so differently, and you kind of have to tread lightly and let them dictate how much they want to share or how privately they approach the issue. If you're trying to comfort someone that is going through this process, you want to help and you want to get involved, but they may need private time with just them and their family, and just offer an "I'm sorry" and "I'm praying for you," and then really do that, because the prayers were what carried me through so many difficult days.